And this. Good God. Okay, am I done unnecessarily fighting enemies for no reason? Yes? Cool. Lithium batteries.
I had never been this glad to see the sunrise. I had a couple of hours to get to the coal mine. The coal mine wasn't far now. Today, I would meet the kidnapper, and he would give me Alice. I wouldn't give him any other choice. A drowning man will clutch at a straw.
I'd rather just drive, considering the fact that this guy can't run for longer than 5 seconds.
Little by little, without realizing it, I'd come to believe that the story in the manuscript was coming true.
No fucking shit,
The current of its
dumbass.
narrative had taken me deeper and deeper into dark waters. Alice had been taken from me. Barry was probably in jail. I was a fugitive from the FBI. The whole world taken over by the dark presence was trying to destroy me. It all felt real, but it matched a textbook case of insanity.
I'm not even gonna go in there. I feel like it'll just be some kind of collectible or something. There we go. Oh.
I was early. I was supposed to meet the kidnapper at noon in the main building. The coal mine was quiet. It was a museum now.
Well, shit. Maybe I should have actually gone in there up there.
With Nightingale gone and the night wind blowing in through the broken studio window, Maine stared at Sarah. The sheriff looked away. Maine's voice shook with barely controlled anger. That boy's doing more drinking than thinking. I hope you know what you're doing, Sarah. He's got a sickness in his eyes. You take my word for it. He wants Wake for a reason, and it's not for anything good.
Reed, huh? In 1970, a volcanic eruption below Cauldron Lake, while relatively minor, caused most of the deep mining tunnels to collapse or flood. 32 miners lost their lives in the calamity, and all mining around Bright Falls came to a final stop. Now many of the remaining buildings are protected as historical landmarks. Must have been an important mining thingy if it's that hardcore.
I didn't want to go outside. Cops had to be looking for me. The noon sun turned the place into a sauna. The day dragged on. Different scenarios ran through my mind. Ways of how I'd torture the kidnapper to get Alice back. Or the different horrible things he could have done to her. I imagined her dead. I had no way of knowing she was still alive. It was killing me. I was running on blind hope. It was all a waste of time. The bastard never showed up.
Wake,
Where the hell are you?
change of plans. You know where Mirror Peak is? It's a big mountain north of where you are. You follow the path from the mine, you can't miss it. There's a lookout point there. I'll be waiting.
I'm through being jerked
You
around by
want to
you.
see your wife alive? Because if you do, you better watch what you say to me. Do we understand each other?
I want to talk to Alice.
Yeah, and I want the manuscript. Don't keep me waiting, Wake.
Hello? Hello? Ah! I'm gonna kill him.
I have no doubt that you
I had to
would.
get to Mirror Peak.
I don't even give a shit about the thermos anymore. A hatch? Oh, let me guess. Another section of gaming where I'm just gonna be running through enemies until I fucking get to where I need to go. I gotta say though, at least that mini-map is there, because that's actually very useful in this.
When Thomas Zane fell for Barbara Jagger, it happened fast. She was young, vibrant, and beautiful, full of life. He had never been a very happy man, and without any seeming effort, she had changed all that. Zane felt good for the first time in his life. Everything she did was another piece of a jigsaw puzzle he hadn't even known he'd been missing. And best of all, she made the words flow, strong and sharp. She was his muse.
Although, doesn't that technically make this guy a mass murderer of sorts? I mean, how many people, I mean, Dark Presence or not, how many people has he killed at this point? And normally I would complain in a game like Tomb Raider, the fact that he's killing people like willy-nilly. But you know what? Considering the display of temperament this guy's exhibited so far, I would be surprised if it didn't do that. I mean, does this surprise you at this point? Doesn't surprise me.
The only way to reach the hillside ahead was to go through the building. I had to find a way to avoid electrocution.
Okay, so this is where I gotta turn off the power. Ah, I see. Excellent, okay. I mean, it honestly doesn't make a difference to me whether the power's on or not, because, like, those assholes were all by my shit anyway. Oh, God. Come on, let's just keep going through. As far as I'm concerned, that's what these suckers are for. Meaning, of course, the flares. See? There we go. No problem. All I had to do is use all of my flares. But I'm fine with that, as long as I don't get fucked with in the process. And besides, I still have 2 flashbangs, so it's not like I used up all my shit. Fuck you guys. Jesus Christ. Why do you assholes have to be motherfucking everywhere? Wait, is that a manuscript page? No, but it is something else. 31. Good. I'm just going through all this shit trying to get this shit done, man. Just a Mirror Peak lookout. Well, I suppose this flare is all I got now. Trust no one in the dark. Unless it's someone you know. In which case, honestly, I agree with that sentiment. Don't trust some random cocksuckers in the dark. I agree. Remember, children, if a white car or if a white van with the words candy or fun time written in red appear before you, or just show up, don't get in. Tell them stranger danger, and then tell them fuck you in those words.
Some of the Taken retained echoes of their former selves, but these were just the nerve twitches of a dead thing. Nothing remained but a shell covered and filled with darkness. In most cases, these puppets were enough for the purposes of the dark presence. But for anything more elaborate, as with the writer, it was different. It needed his mind. And so rather than taking him over completely, it merely touched him.
Okay. The first half of that, honestly, yeah, no shit, I figured that out a long time ago. The second part of it is interesting new concepts, though. It's something I didn't think about. Let me guess, that thing's gonna be possessed by the dark presence. No? Oh, surprise. Oh, it's not where I'm supposed to go, though. Batteries. What the fuck?
There was no way the flashbang grenades were standard power company equipment.
I mean, I don't know how many different types of flashbangs there are, but like, aren't flashbangs just fucking flashbangs? I'm asking that genuinely, like, aren't flashbangs just flashbangs? I wasn't aware there were multiple different types. Fuck. I'm getting to the point where I'm starting to run out of shit. Again. And you basically have to kill every single enemy. These are seriously questions I want to know. God damn it.
I stared through the bars of the jail cell. Barry stood behind me, swaying on his feet, looking as ill as I felt. Agent Nightingale stood on the other side of the bars with Sheriff Breaker. Nightingale had a stack of manuscript pages in his hand. He seemed unhinged as he gloated. Well, I've got you now, Raymond Chandler. It's all here. All the evidence, including conspiracy to murder a federal agent.
Based on a fucking novel manuscript? I don't know, dude. I mean, again, like, if I'm writing a novel, I'm not gonna write a novel about like murdering a federal agent or like assassinating the governor or some type of shit like that. But like, well, actually, never mind. I suppose that writing a novel about murdering somebody in the government like that, I suppose that actually would merit some jail time. Not like federal prison or that, but just like some jail time. What the fuck? Like, is this something you're fantasizing about?
I had no real plan. I was going to give the kidnapper all the manuscript pages I had for Alice. If that wasn't enough, I'd hold him at gunpoint and make him talk.
Holy shit, this game's preparing me for war. Thank God.
The dark presence was moving ahead of me in the same direction I was going. A cold feeling settled itself in the pit of my stomach. Was it going for Alice?
Interesting point I hadn't thought of. Okay, fuck this bullshit. Thank you for fucking off.
The place was dead, a ghost town. Had been for decades, maybe a century.
Oh my fuck. Asshole.
Things were never as simple in real life as in fiction. I had lost count of the times I had wished there'd be a clear reason for my writer's block. Something to fight, something to lash out on. There wasn't. I was filled with doubt. I was nothing like the hero in my books. Alex Casey had gone through his life with single-minded determination, never wavering from his goal. Even now, I was angry at myself, angry at Alice, angry at Barry. I was fumbling and I had no plan.
So you're blaming everybody else for your shortcomings. It makes sense considering it's you. Oh my fuck. Okay, let's be smart about this now. Jesus Christ. Is this the fucking peak? Please tell me it's the fucking peak. I would really like it to be. You know, Alan Wake, it would really help if you could run like your life depended on it instead of running for approximately 5 seconds like you usually do. Just saying. You need to do some cardio, bro. What the fuck?
I needed a key for the door.
Of course you fucking did. Oh my fucking... Jesus fucking Christ. Fuck. And why the fuck even have a key issue if the key's right fucking there? Oh, just to fuck with me? I guess that makes sense enough. Thank you. I definitely need that.
Anything outside of writing is a struggle. I feel ill. I managed to make my way downstairs.
Writing's a struggle for you
There's a
too.
shoebox filled with books and papers by Thomas Zane. It's very hard to focus, but I managed to read some of it. He's a poet, and a good one. He writes of muses and creators summoning fabulous things from a magic lake, using his powers to shape the world of a realm of gods and dreams and demons, dark things that wait for a chance to slip through, wearing the flesh of men as disguise. Zane writes about himself, his girlfriend being taken over by a dark presence, about growing scared of the lake. Zane believes it's a mirror to the gaping void of darkness above, where some Lovecraftian presence lurks. I crawl back upstairs. I'll borrow these things for my story. They ring true. They fit.
There's a borderline, though, between inspiration and plagiarism. Honestly, I'd rather have the shotgun. Oh my fuck. You mean to tell me I'm still not there? The reason why I sound disappointed right now is because, like, I can't deny it. I'm sick of this posturing. Like, this game goes from point A to point B to point C, fighting a bunch of enemies, but it feels pointless because nothing gets done anywhere you go. Straight up, I feel like this game is what, like 15 hours long? I feel like without all this bullshit posturing, this game would be like 2 hours long. but they have you pointlessly go from point A to point B for no reason.
The kidnapper had sent me a text. The message was full of spelling errors and insults. It was telling me to hurry up.
Well, maybe had he met at the mill place in the first fucking place, we wouldn't be in this mess. So fuck him. I had to have a few choice fucking words for that. And by the way, I'm pretty sure Alice is gonna die anyway. Cause like nothing important happens anywhere you go. So the only better thing at this point would be that. Yeah, I get it. Game, I can't react if you have the dumbass thing going on every 5 fucking seconds. Is this the coal mine? Thank fuck. Looks like the coal mine. You know, I just played a game where you actually are in a coal mine at one point. Life is Strange True Colors. So it's kind of funny to see this one too. Why would I exit the mine if I just got in here? Oh yeah, because it's the place we're going to is past the mine. Thank you for the myriad of flares. Appreciate it. I don't know why I have a manuscript page all the way down here, unless you were just left it here.
The closed doors and curtains of his grimy room at the Majestic, the local motel. Nightingale could feel the locals' eyes on him, the unrelenting pressure of their judgment. He forced it out of his mind. For all he knew, they could all be under Wake's spell already. You do what you have to do to get the job done. He took comfort from the bottle in his hand. Please, he thought, just let me get through this.
Prediction, prognostication. Because Alan doesn't remember writing the manuscript, he already wrote it. And the reason why Nightingale isn't some incompetent jerk-off, the reason why he's pulling all this bullshit is because he's aware of what Wake's doing. I feel like Wake is the cause of all this. Thank God. Now can I fucking go through here, or is that too much of a fucking hassle? The reason why I made that prognostication, because if they're making it this big of a point that Wake's the bad guy, then he probably is. Like they want you to still think that Nightingale's just an asshole, but I don't think he is.
I'd have to make my way up this mine shaft in order to go on. Maybe the machinery could help me with that.
No shit, the machinery can help you with that. Oh, what the fuck? Alright, come on. Thank God. Okay, how much now? Fuck. Oh, thank God. Wait, what? Oh, I see. Excellent. Oh, thank fuck. Fucking checkpoint reached. Alright, so the way out should be right here. Yep, good, 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 good. Oh, wait, are you supposed to go this way? Yeah.
Oh, great. Another cable car. Just great.
Yep. And I know as much as you about what's about to happen. That's about what I thought. Can I get to the fucking place already? Jesus Christ. Like, genuinely. I don't even. I think I already know a bunch of the. I'll find it. Fuck it. Cauldron Lake, the 8th deepest lake in the world. Cauldron Lake is a caldera lake formed in a volcanic crater. The volcano itself could be considered active, but it has not erupted since the volcanic earthquakes of 1970. And even then, the underground activity was comparably mild. Despite some property damage, there were no casualties. Cauldron Lake is one of the most beautiful spots in the Bright Falls area, as well as a central figure in many local folk tales. It's a popular recreational area for the area residents. Except for the rumors that I've heard about it, of course. Alright.
Maud had checked all of Stucky's rental cabins. There had been no sign of the Wakes. It was dark when he'd found their car parked at the end of the road by Cauldron Lake. It made no sense. They must have taken a wrong turn, but there was no sign of them, and the car had been there for hours already. Frustrated, Mott stood on the rotten ruin of the footbridge that had once led to Diver's Isle before it sank beneath the waves years ago. The boss wouldn't be happy.
Well, the boss can fuck himself. Alan Wake's books may sell well, but good God, is he stupid. No wonder why you have a fucking writer's block. Oh. Oh, is this the actual fucking place finally? Oh, cross the mountain ruins. I miss you, Tom. You talk to me, Tom, on TV. Yeah, this shit, okay, I don't care about Tom, honestly. Oh, wait a minute. This is not it. This is just a regular abandoned motherfucker. Why are you assholes all here all of a sudden? This is fucking stupid, dude. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. Oh my god. Stop that bullshit, dude. Jesus Christ. Come on. Oh my god, dude. Can you actually run?
I could see Cauldron Lake. I thought I could make out the spot where the island and the cabin had been. There was a light near it. It had to be a boat.
I'm sure it fucking was. I don't care though.
I was close now. I
Oh,
had to
wait a
get
minute.
there fast. I dreaded what I would find. I tried to hold on to Alice, but her form melted away. I was
Told
under
ya.
control. Dr. Hartman stood in her place. I wanted to hit him, but my arms were jelly. He smiled. It was a reassuring smile, and I hated him for it. I had to give you a sedative. Don't fight it. You went through another rough period. Right now, it's very important that you stay calm. We don't want you to have another episode. You're a patient at my clinic. Have been for a while now.
Huh. You know, one thing I like about this game is the concept, like I said, of the
Hey, I'm
regular
here!
shit.
I'm coming!
No! Get away! Sorry. Please, lady. The boss didn't know who he was messing with. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. We don't have it.
And he's dead. Or should be anyway. End of episode. Alrighty. Just finished episode 3. Why am I back at the main menu? Actually, I haven't been back to the main menu since I started this game. So I just now noticed that the location changes depending on where you are. I am not going to be finishing this game. Reason, because I finished episode 3 though. Reason being, honestly, I just don't like this game. Honestly. So let me get to the bare bone reasons. Alan Wake himself, the narrative, and the combat. So, the combat... Okay, I don't need to explain anymore about the combat. I've already explained why I don't like it during the playthrough. So just keep that in mind. I don't like this game's combat. Another thing about it... So that leaves the narrative and the Alan Wake himself. So I've already given my thoughts on all these things. Alan Wake is completely unlikable. I do not like him at all. He's a cocksucker. He just punches everybody around the place. And then, okay, I knew from the very beginning that I didn't like Alan Wake, but I figured that either the narrative would be good enough that it made itself good to go, or that who's it? Either the narrative would be so good that it made up for it. There we go. Or I figured that what ended up happening was that he would develop, maybe not punch everybody in the fucking face, but I don't see that happening at this point. The only thing I can see happening is him getting rid of his writer's block or dying, one of the two. But that's pretty much it. So about the narrative too. As interesting a concept of it is, and this is a very interesting concept, the execution sucks. Okay, so episode 1 was decent, but take episode 2. Half of episode 2 was fucking pointless. Honestly. And then take episode 3, right? The bitch at the diner at the very beginning and then running away from the cops. Got you. And then he finds out that, okay, his wife wasn't even taken, but you know, he finds out that his wife was supposedly taken or whatever, right? So from there, my whole issue, from there, they could just said, hey, you know, I want your manuscript. He meets the dude at the thing, and they get swarmed by the enemies. I don't like that part either, but it was because there should have been more to it. You fight some waves of enemies, and that's it. And that's my major point with this whole narrative, is that most of this game so far has been frivolous, narratively speaking. 85% of it has been just no point to it. The entire trip to get to the guy who supposedly kidnapped the wife was pointless, because all it led to was fighting a few waves of enemies. He punches dude in the face, and that's it. You all know what could have happened instead of all that bullshit? Him calling the dude on the phone, saying, hey, I need some manuscripts. Good to go. Does that remove a 2-hour chunk from the game? Yes. But if that's all you need to remove the 2-hour chunk from the game, then that 2-hour chunk from the game doesn't need to fucking be in the fucking game. Straight up. And that's how almost every single location in this whole fucking game is. Go to the mill. Oh wait, no, don't go to the mill. Then why have him go to the mill? Okay, my issue... I've been playing this game at this point for probably 6 hours, and I can tell you right now, and this was really unfortunate, out of those 6 hours, probably 40 minutes of them were actually worthwhile, narratively. The rest of it was utter frivolous garbage. And that's the main point that pisses me off. That combined with Alan Wake not being likable in any capacity, and the combat being trash. Now, and here's one of the issues too. This game came out 11 years ago. This is a remaster. A lot of this game's gameplay quirks. And then, by the way, I know that a lot of people like this game. I feel like the people who like this game liked it back when it first came out and have nostalgia for it. I don't have, and in fact, I know that's the case because I've seen a lot of reviews, and a lot of the positive reviews are from people who played this game in the past. A lot of reviews, like this one, that are more meh to negative or lukewarm to negative are people who are just playing this for the first time. And even people who played this game in the first place are saying, you know, wow, you know, I played this game as a kid and now I'm playing it again as an adult. You know, I never realized how much of an asshole Alan Wake is. Yeah. So I feel like a lot of the good praises for this game in a way are from the term nostalgia goggles. I feel like it's from people wearing nostalgia goggles. A lot of the game, this game was intended to be like a psychological thriller movie, but in video game form. And a lot of the stupid, I think they're fucking, they're supposed to be nice and cool and all that. I find them to be repetitive, stupid, and annoying. And what I mean by that is every fucking time an enemy comes up, the camera slows down, or it might even slowly circle around the whole environment. I don't give a fuck about that bullshit, dude. All that does is interrupt the flow of the gameplay. And like I said, they meant for it to be cool and thriller-like and shit, and maybe it was like that 11 fucking years ago, but not anymore. Like, I feel, and like now, and I would say that they should have removed that stuff, kind of like how they removed the product placement. And honestly, as far as I'm concerned, they should have, but it makes sense why they didn't. Because people who are nostalgic, because this is a remaster, which means that it's intended largely for people who are nostalgic for the game as well as newcomers like myself. People who, but if you were like, even though a lot of this shit is fucking outdated to hell, like all that stupid fucking slow down camera bullshit, which is why I made comments about it being frustrated by it, 'cause it's fucking stupid. And by the way, that's on top of the fact that there were times that I had to play a certain particular part 8+ times, and each fucking time that slow motion bullshit came on, and I didn't fucking care for it. So like, it was just irritating. I wish they would have gotten rid of it, but at the same time, it makes sense why they didn't. Because they didn't get fucking rid of it because it would have pissed off players who have nostalgia for it. Because they remember all that bullshit, and if it wasn't there, they'd have been like, oh my god, they took it out, oh my god. I'd be fucking happy for it, but a lot of people wouldn't. Like, this game seems to be a product of its time, but at the same time, God. You know what? I'm finally on the other side of the aisle. Here's what I mean by that. Most of the remasters / remakes that I've played, or at least recorded, are from games that I've played the originals of and have nostalgia for. And it always upsetted me when they, how much they changed it, or, how much they veered from the original path. Well, now I'm on the other side of things. Now the shoe's on the other foot. Now I have no nostalgia for it, and the old bullshit that they didn't fix is pissing me off. You know what? Being on the other side of the aisle now, it makes sense. Like, it makes sense to me. Specifically, games like the Resident Evil remakes, reimaginings as I refer to them, it makes sense as to... It all makes sense. And this game is... And those games are more farther removed from this one. It makes sense. One thing, though, too, is that those games were remakes straight up, and this game is a remaster. Like, again, if this game was a remake, I guarantee you it would be vastly different gameplay-wise. Yeah. This game got good reviews when it came out, initially 11 years ago, and I see why. Because, like, this game, I played video games back in 2010, 2011. I'm aware of how games were back then, and honestly, had I played this game back then, I'm gonna tell you right now, the narrative I would have still hated, but the gameplay and combat I would have actually probably liked. It's just too far removed from today's gaming atmosphere, I think. Yeah, so with all that stuff being put in mind, though, I can definitely see why a lot of people do like this game, primarily the older crowd. But I hope that the people who do enjoy this game, whether they're newcomers or nostalgia, whatever the purpose is, I hope they can understand why I personally don't like this game. Honestly. Now, here's the main part, okay? For me, the biggest point is the narrative. Honestly, it all boils down to the narrative. As much as I hate the flashy, unnecessary slow motion bullshit, if the gameplay was better, I wouldn't have to have so much of a problem with it. If Alan Wake wasn't such a dick of a character, I wouldn't need to have so much of a problem with it. Like, this game, if it just got to its fucking point and didn't posture every second of every minute of every day, then I would be able to play this game for like 6 minutes, say, hey, it lasted for as long as it needed to, and let's call it a day. I don't know, that's just my perspective on it. So, I'm not going to finish this game because I don't like it, but I've played what I've played. Episode 1 was pretty good, except for Alan Wake, he was garbage. Episode 2 was trash. Episode 3 was trash. Both of them were trash. Okay, Episode 2, the 4 section was trash. Episode 3, the beginning was actually pretty good, but basically the rest of it was trash. Like, I've already expressed my disappointment in the point A, point B, point C system, where you go from point A to point B and nothing comes of any of it. And that's a big part of why I don't like this game. I legitimately feel like I'm wasting my time. Because, like, again, after you send me to 3 different locations where there's an hour of bullshit in between of fighting assholes for what, and okay, the combat feels frivolous too, because for me, like, if I'm fighting enemies to go somewhere and nothing comes of it, and that happens 4 times in a row, then yeah, it's gonna feel repetitive and just stupid. That's my perspective on it. So anyway, I don't like this fucking game for the reasons I've just stated, so I'm not gonna finish it. But that's it. That's my incomplete playthrough of Alan Wake Remastered. I hope people have a good day, and toodaloo.